Hey, I'm Steve with Mulebex, and with the shortages of N95 masks that we're experiencing, I'm going to show you a quick way to make an N95 equivalent duckbill mask with a reinforcement, with a flexible nose piece. So look, we're showing you how to make this for either your own personal protection, because these masks are not available, or if you're going to make them for medical personnel. But look, we're not going to be held responsible for the functionality of the mask that you make. Like we have made these, we have tested them, we have medical folks who tested them under the hood, the fit test, with the sweet and the bitters and the noxious fumes under that hood, and it passed the test. If you use the construction methods here that we're going to show you, it will be an N95 equivalent mask. I'm going to show you how to do this with a couple of simple things that we already have around our shop, but the material is special. Hospitals have this in high volume, but not in a usable form. So it's not in a mask, it's in a sheet. And what we're gonna do is, oh, here it is back here. So this is a sterile filter fabric. They call it a fabric, but it's not. It's more like, it's like paper, really. So I've already cut these patterns out. You need 4 layers of the same pattern. I'm gonna have a template online that you can download, and it's going to have different sizes. So it'll be a small, medium, and large, and we're going to show you how to, it'll all be on one template. But you need, look here, this is electric fence wire. It's aluminum. You want aluminum electric fence wire. I don't want steel or galvanized, all right? So we want aluminum. Now, the other part of this is, this is for medical personnel, and they'll be using it. They might have to use it multiple times. So it needs to survive an autoclave. So an autoclave is a big oven, right? And temperatures go way up. So everything that goes in the autoclave to sterilize the material needs to survive those extreme temperatures to kill viruses and bacteria and whatnot. The only other thing you need is probably a pair of needle nose pliers, and that is to turn the wire end so you don't get a sharp, whatever wire poking through your material and compromising the integrity of your mask. All right. If you're making this for medical personnel, you definitely want to be wearing gloves and a mask. But for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to show you how to do it. But you need to have these, okay? You need to have this, and probably need to have a mask on while you're making this in a clean environment. So the straps, we actually cut strips out of the same material, and the reason for that is that the entire mask needs to survive the autoclave. All right, so let's do it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start from the back, well, what would be called the top. This is gonna interface, this is gonna go to your face, and I'm gonna stitch it up first. That's the first thing I'm gonna do. Watch how quick this is. Do an 1/8 inch to a quarter seam allowable. All right. Now, only one side needs to get the nose brim. See, the bottom doesn't have a wire in it. Only the top, only the nose brim gets it. So the only stitch you should see near your face is going to be that nose brim, and then the outer piece here. So let's do this one. And this is not sped up, ladies and gentlemen. Now the nose brim, like I said, you want to take that, you want to cut it from the pattern. This is the pattern, but I'm gonna cut a wire that's 1/4 of an inch longer on each side of the pattern. And I'm going to take my needle nose pliers and I'm going to turn the end. Right? I'm going to turn the end. I'm going to make sure that they're turned in the same direction. You don't want to have one cockeyed over on one side and the other on the other. So I'm going to make sure it's turned in the same direction. And that's going to prevent the wire from poking through your mask, because it's sharp when you cut the end off, and it's a small diameter. It can punch through. I mean, this is a filter. It's not Cadora. Let's just say that. All right, so now we got that going. I'll fold this baby over, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm not going to put the wire in there because I might hit it with my needle. But what I am going to do is, and I should have marked this on here, but for right now, I'm just going to stick my fingers right there. That's good enough, right? And I'm going to start there. I'm going to do about a 1/4 inch spacing there, and I'm just going to put a stitch in it to hold the wire in place. Okay, I'm not going to put the wire in just yet. I'm going to go ahead and flip these two. You're going to, look, I don't want that raw exposed edge, right? I want that concealed. That's the part that's going to go to your face, all right? That's the part that's going to go to your face. Now, depending on what color you want on the outside, I think, then you're going to sew the color you want on the outside. That's going to be on the inside right now, because we're going to flip this over. All right, I'm going to line all 4 pieces of this up. All right, I'm going to do 2 stitches on this thing, because I want this is important. Just behind it. And then we're going to hit it right here. All right, I want to make sure that I got two stitches on this front facing thing. The raw edge that you see is the inside of the mask. At this point, I can go ahead and start attaching straps. I've got 2 different straps, one for color coding. If they're all the same color, no big deal, but I'm going to put the blue straps on top where my nose piece is, and I'm going to put the green straps on the bottom where it's going to tie around my chin. I'm going to do like this, and I'm going to put put a little extra material. The last thing we want to have happen is you go pull on this thing and a strap pops loose. So you need to reinforce it. I need it double back on itself. I'm going to call that about a 1/2 inch. I need a 1/2 inch of additional material and put it right to the end. Right to the end. But don't sew too far in, because that's where your stitch is going to be to close the outer seam. I'm just going to tack it on for right now. Okay, that's all we're doing. We're tacking these babies on. I'm going to do the bottom one now, because I don't want to change orientation yet. Okay, flip it over. So we got one side done. We got our straps on one side. We've got an opening on this other side where our nose piece is going to go, and we're going to just insert the moldable nose piece, right? Because it's got a little bend on it, it's going to slide in there, and it's going to just go all the way to the end. You don't need to close it up. It's not going to move once you start. It's not going to move in there, all right? Okay. Now you got your aluminum in there. All right, let's seal it up. Okay. All right, now a moment of truth. Close up the mask. All right, and I'm just going to start on one side. You want to make sure your straps are back straight. All right, so next we're just going to close this up. I'm going to do a 1/4 inch seam allowable on this. All right, and I need another stitch. I need one more stitch on this. You need 2. Go to the outside. Next, we're going to close the other side up. And you're going to remember to keep your straps flat. Keep your straps flat. 1/4 inch seam allowable. And you're going to want to hit it again on the outside of that stitch. All right, so here it is. We're done. You now have N95 equivalent protective mask. So and you got your flexible nose piece. It goes on just like this, and you tie it with the straps on your face. All right? So listen, I have a very vested interest in this project for personal reasons. My wife is a first responder. She's a doctor at the local hospital here, and they don't have the equipment they need. We found a solution. We searched for the material. University of Florida issued an article on using this particular surgical wrap as a potential solution. So we scarfed it up and we tested it, and it works. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope that it can help you. Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there.